What's up, my friends in film fandom, wherever you may be and however you may be watching? Thank you so much for giving us just a little bit of your time. No Jeremy tonight; he is taken ill. It's been a long fall of cave and work and all kinds of stuff for him, so he's feeling a little under the weather. But that's okay. He's going to be back on Thursday as we break into the '87 version of the Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But got a pretty good feeling tonight. One of our favorite people from the Great White North. He's got the bald thing going, just like I do. Does it expertly, by the way. Very sexy, very dapper, very awesome. So I am not the only good-looking bald guy on this channel anymore. It is Dr. Dick. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Thank you for having me. I'm really looking forward to this. Didn't even hesitate when you asked me and sent me an invite if I wanted to sit in on this, because this is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, thank you for having me. So, speaking of bald guys, hi Casey. It's so nice to see you in the chat.
Already. Yes. Sometimes he doesn't come in at all. Sometimes he comes in very, very late. And sometimes he's the first person in here to be like blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he actually had to put it in twice on your YouTube, on your channel and mine for some reason. I don't really know why, but whatever. So long as you're giving me, as long as you give me chat engagement, you're pushing up the algorithm. Because unlike some people, I don't really feel like buying my subs. I think it's kind of silly.
Yeah, like some people around here.
But let's get right to the nitty gritty of this particular review. Let me go back to. I'm clicking all the wrong shit here. Go back to the thumbnail as we talk about Tremors. It is a 1990 American monster horror film directed by Ron Underwood, starring Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Finn Carter, Michael Gross, and Reba McEntire. It was released by Universal Pictures. The film was the first installment of the Tremors franchise and was followed by 5 direct-to-video sequels and 1 prequel. I think there was also a TV show there at one point. Tremors opened on January 19th of 1990, grossing $19 million. I'm sorry, $16 million against a budget of about $6 million. So the movie probably broke even and made a couple of bucks. In the film, handyman Val McKee, played by Bacon, and Earl Bassett, played by Fred Ward, wish to leave the small desert town of Perfection, Nevada, as they are tired of their dull lives. However, they happen upon a series of mysterious deaths, and a concerned seismologist named Rhonda, played by Finn Carter, studying unnatural readings below the ground. With the help of eccentric survivalist couple Burt and Heather Gummer, the group fights for survival against giant prehistoric worm-like monsters that feed upon humans. The film holds a rating of 88% on Rotten Tomatoes based on 51 reviews and an average score of 7.2 out of 10. The critics' consensus review reads, quote, an affectionate throwback to 1950s creature features, Tremors reinvigorates its genre tropes with a finely balanced combination of horror and humor. And I think that's pretty much sums up what this movie is in a nutshell. But let's break down the blow by blow, as it were. Give me your quick thoughts, Nick, on Tremors before we get into the spoilery stuff.
I've made it very clear on this show and my own show that Jaws is my favorite monster movie. This would probably be number 2. I think it's a fun movie. It's got its laughs. It's got its jump scares. I remember even watching it. I remember watching this when it came out on video right away. And I enjoyed it way back then. So I thought the last time I watched this, that it aged well still. There was some of that, campy early 90s, late 80s. I know it came out in 1990, but that cheesy acting, the overacting and stuff. But I thought the graphics hold up pretty well for a movie that was made that long ago. And I love this movie.
Yeah, I agree. It really is kind of just an awesome movie. You don't really have any expectations. I mean, in the 90s, like I said, the late 80s, early 90s was all action, a lot of style, and not a whole lot of substance. But this movie tended to have a good amount of both in equal measure. There was good substance in this, as well as the style of Kevin Bacon, who at that point was still just kind of looked at as Ren McCormick from Footloose. But yeah, it's still a very good movie all around. You don't have to try too hard to like this movie.
No, I mean, and again, this is one of those. I think you're the one that coined the phrase. Just grab your popcorn, leave your brain at the door, and just enjoy the ride you're about to go on.
Yeah, some of the best movies are their amusement park rides. They're a minute and a half of balls out, and then it's over. And it's like, sure, maybe it's not always what you want, but it's always a little bit of fun for that minute and a half. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But go to the chat real quick. Ian Noble says hello from the UK. Hello.
Hello.
From, across the pond. Tremors is one of my all-time favorite movies. Also, my wife loves Kevin Bacon's legs. I don't think I've ever actually seen Kevin Bacon's legs, Maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
We have.
Maybe in what was it, Hollow Man? Maybe
I was gonna say Friday the 13th, the first one. He
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
go swimming, right? But yes, Hollow Man would be one.
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, I have not. Hey, I like Kevin Bacon for all kind of reasons before I even get to his legs. So you know, he also
I will say that his new that Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas is now on my list for Christmas shows. And he's in it, and I love it.
That was a lot of fun. That was way more fun than it should have been.
It's on the list now with like Charlie Brown's Christmas and a Garfield or Christmas and Rudolph. It's right there now. I loved it, and yeah, Kevin Bacon was awesome in that as well.
Ian also says sad that the sequels to the TV series declined in quality. Like I said, I watched the second film when it came out and was not a big fan. I don't think I've seen it since. The TV show I never watched. I never watched any of the 4 or 5 sequels that came after that. They were all direct to video. I just usually when they go direct to video for a movie that did pretty well in the theaters, it's because they have no confidence in it at all.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get to it, though. Let's start off with where's I going with this to start off? Let's talk about the cast. The cast of this movie loaded with all kinds of really just cool people. I mean, maybe looking back on it now, a couple of these people weren't huge names. A couple of people were. Give me your thoughts on the cast and who stood out to you the most.
I always liked the guy that owned the store. Was it Wong? Mr. Wong was his name.
Yeah.
Yes, Victor Wong. Because I liked him from Three Ninjas. Yeah, he was the grandpa in the Three Ninjas that taught the kids the karate. But I liked him, and I wish that the teenage boy would have gotten eaten. He was annoying.
I understand that he's supposed to be that obnoxious teenager that just kind of makes everything a little more difficult than it needs to be. He's a little bit of comic relief, a little bit of whatever with his not Lakers jersey.
Yeah, right. It's like, we need to rip off that Lakers badge there, son. You can have the NBA logo, but you can't have the Lakers. And I also love the way that Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward played off each other. I thought was a good horror buddy movie. They fed off very well off one another.
Yeah, I agree. There was fantastic chemistry for this entire cast. Funny enough, when this movie came out, Kevin Bacon's career was kind of in a weird place. He like Footloose was great. Obviously, he was kind of a legend from that, but there was not really anything else that he could hang his hat on. He apparently did not didn't really want to do this movie either. But I think it worked out pretty well for him in the end. Fred Ward, kind of here's my Fred Ward stories. I go all the way back to God, what the hell was that movie he did? Remo Williams. Remember that shit? No. Oh, you haven't seen that? What's funny? There was a movie called Remo Williams: The Legend Begins. It was supposed to be like a comedy American James Bond thing.
Okay.
But not like so dapper with the suits and ordering the martini shaken, not stirred. They basically just got he basically plays the same character he plays in this movie, but he's trained by what's his name? Kenneth Wong. The guy who's like 95 years old, just got to start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, has been in everything. Oh, I'd have to pull up a picture.
No, I'm trying to find it now.
If I showed you his picture, you would instantly click into a million movies that you've seen him in. But have you ever seen Balls of Fury? But the ping pong?
No.
Oh, damn it!
Terrible guy for this movie.
No, trust me. Let me try to find his picture real quick.
Well, I was gonna say, like with Frank Ward here, I always think of him, or Fred Ward. I think of him in Naked Gun 33 and a Third. Wasn't he the bad guy in Naked? Is that him, or am I messing that up?
Well, actually, he was. He was in.
Naked Gun 33 and the Third. He was the bad guy.
Tango and Cash.
Oh yes,
he was one of the guys in Tango and Cash.
Fred Ward, you mean, or the other guy?
No, not Fred Ward. Wong, the other guy.
Are you talking about the guy that was in
Die Hard? He was one of the two guys that was like Perret's like little buddies, little minions that he was talking to over the course of the movie.
Okay, now it's gonna drive me mental. All right.
It's not Kenneth Wong.
I'm gonna look for let's see.
Philip
Tan? James Wong. Oh, James Wong.
James Wong. I don't know why I kept saying Kenneth Wong.
James Wong.
But yeah, now that you see his face, you know what I'm talking about, right?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I do. Yeah.
But yeah, he's always kind of reminded me of that guy. But no, this guy was in was it Big Trouble in Little China? That's the one that this guy was in. He was the grandpa in Big Trouble in Little China.
And again, he was also the grandpa in Three Ninjas.
Yeah, God, I haven't seen Three Ninjas in years.
Me neither. I remember Tum Tum. That's what I remember from that.
But yeah, I mean, but the cast of this movie, I mean, it's just so good. I mean, like I said, Kevin Bacon wasn't necessarily the Kevin Bacon that we had come to know just yet. I mean, he was just a few years removed from Footloose, had done a couple of other things, but his career had not quite hit the zenith that it would. Fred Ward, again, already great. I remember, like I said, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. I think you should watch that. It's funny. Like I said, it's a goofy American James Bond kind of thing. It's really funny. Okay. This was also Reba McEntire's first acting role, believe it or not.
I was just going to look for that, actually.
And the little girl on the scooter, this was just a few years before. That's the girl that plays Lex in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So prior to having to run away from the dinosaurs and whatnot, she was running away from graboids and tremors.
From graboids. Yeah.
I think this was 4 years before that came out or something like that. Maybe 5. I forget when.
So I'm on Reba McEntire's IMDb right now. She's still smoking hot. I don't care what surgery she has had.
Yeah, there are times where I'm like, get the lift, get whatever you want, as long as you're still great. The smile's still huge and sucks up her entire face. My mom still watches Reba on an endless loop. Reba and some jail show that she watches about people in jail. I don't know why. Oh. But yeah, I've watched a couple episodes of that new show she's in, Happy Place.
Oh yeah.
With the chick that was in Reba with her, the blonde girl. And it's
I see that. Yeah, is it? I think the blonde girl was also from Young Sheldon. Young Sheldon as well.
Yeah. But this was Reba's first foray into acting. But you're absolutely right. The chemistry between Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon was kind of priceless. I mean, it's because this is where the movie can go seriously wrong if these guys don't look good together on screen, if the dialogue back and forth is not sharp and fast and it really hits the notes, then nobody's going to believe that these two guys have spent years working together or are going to work together in this situation. So yeah, that needed to work very, very well. I mean, sure, if you had the good-looking girl that Kevin Bacon falls for, I'm like, whatever. She serves a purpose in the movie, but I've always felt like the movie didn't necessarily need her. I'm not saying the actress did a bad job or anything, but the movie didn't necessarily need her character. She's just kind of another person who's in the mix for most of this movie.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, I mean, you had to have almost like she wasn't quite. I wouldn't say a damsel in distress, but there's almost always has to be like that love interest kind of thing. And it did the trope. It didn't kill her. It didn't go dark that way kind of thing. Like you might have seen in like a Jaws or another like a movie featuring a creature that we've seen, especially recently, like where nobody survives any of this shit, right? So, yeah, it's I thought the cast melded very well together.
Yeah, and Michael Gross. I mean, I grew up watching Family Ties and seeing him as the soft-spoken remnant of the hippie dad from the '60s for Alex P. Keaton and his conservative 17-year-old character and his free-spirited daughters. But seeing him like pick up a gun and go full bore survivalist in this was kind of against type, which I thought was kind of fun. it's always fun when I see people that are so known for like one kind of role flip the script and do something completely different and just and have fun with it. I mean, it's like because I'm sure he went into this knowing he wasn't going to get nominated for an Oscar, so he's just like, I'm going to go balls out and just do this. I'm just going to do this as good as I can and have fun with it. And that's kind of what made him and Reba's character so fun for the entire movie.
And that's just it. Like you take both the characters. You take him playing the dad on Family Ties, right? No, it was Family Ties, right? Family Ties. And then Reba McEntire, we've never seen them. Like this is what we're getting. Like this is them. It's kind of like reminds me. I realized he had done stuff when George Clooney, Dusk Till Dawn. And the first lines he says is like, "What? I'm gonna you do anything again?" Or what the fuck was that? And you're like, "Whoa!" Like, you're the doctor from ER. Like, I mean, a lot of the guys at my age, we didn't really know who George Clooney was, right? Except for ER. And then like the first time you see him in a movie, he's dropping F-bombs in the first sentence of the movie, right? Like, whoa. So I like seeing guys do different roles like that were like not their typical roles.
Yeah, I've seen him do a lot of different things over the years. I actually just watched an old episode of Night Court that had Michael Gross in it, playing kind of an asshole character. Again, kind of against type, but he still had that. He still had that the Michael Keaton thing to him, soft spoken and everything, but he ends up being the asshole of the episode.
Being an asshole.
But let's move on to the plot now. And boy, I mean, aliens, roar! It's like, look, monster movie. I don't know that this necessarily reminds me anyway of the old like 50s monster movies. I thought it was definitely something modern for 1990 when it came out, but it was actually very, very good. I mean, there's a lot. I was kind of eyeballing the special effects when I was watching this, and I was like, some of them are really, really good. Some of them are not so good, but they're the kind of effects like blink and you'll miss it. So it's not, your eye's not going to settle on it for very long to really notice. But yeah, I love the plot. Anytime you have a secluded group of people fighting monsters against all odds, you have the beginnings of something that worked very, very well. What do you think of the plot of the film? Did it work for you, or is there anything you'd have changed?
No, I actually thought that they ran it really good. It was a believable, like, if you will, but for a movie, like how they couldn't leave town and like they couldn't just drive across the desert because they run out of fuel or there's big crevices, and so like it was kind of believable. Like, oh shit, we're in the mountains, so our radio signals aren't going to get out. Like things you don't think about because you're never expecting mutant worms to try and eat you. So I thought, it's a little hokey, like, I mean, but we also live in the cell phone times. And yeah, I thought it was okay for what it was. I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed it. You're like, yeah. Trying to think if there are any plots. Well, the only thing, it always bothers me, like I will say with movies like this. So this has never, ever happened before. No one's ever had, like, it just all of a sudden these worms are here. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I wish, that's why sometimes it bothers me is like, well, you almost need a proper prequel to explain like where these things came from. And maybe they get into that in more of the different Tremors, but that's my only problem. Like, oh, this has never happened. All of a sudden there's 3 of them.
I have a little bit of trivia about the origin of the graboids.
Okay.
I'll wait till I get there
for sure. Okay.
Before I go too much into that, but yeah, I mean, look, like I said, this isolated group of people against a vicious monster that should eat them all in one bite. Yeah, sure, it's fun. Because again, it's kind of, everybody's got like a trait in this movie that they have to rely upon to kind of get through. So it really is. It really does force the teamwork. For the most part, I mean, with the exception of the annoying kid, I'm just like, please somebody eat this kid. But yeah, everybody. I also like the fact that a lot of people die. It's like,
yeah,
it's like, when the old Asian guy dies, I was kind of bummed. It's like, oh, this one guy, I don't even know who the hell he is. Like on the far left with the hat, he dies. I was like, I never knew that guy's name. Maybe it probably said it somewhere in the in the movie. I just never knew his name. But I'm glad the mom and the daughter survived. I'd have been kind of bummed if the kid would have died, because in the 90s they weren't too big on letting kids die in movies.
No, I still feel like that. Like when in Alien Predator 2, when that kid had the stomach, the alien burst out of him. I was like, oh man,
yeah,
I really don't like that. But
yeah, but that was like 2000s though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So filmmaking had evolved, and now we're at Terrifier, where he's just blowing up shopping malls.
But the guy with no name, yeah, he's totally like the red shirt in Star Trek. Like, oh yeah, no one cared your name, you're dying.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he lasted as long as he did.
Right, but, you're just spotter.
But yeah, for the 90s, the plot totally makes sense. I mean, it was before cell phones. I remember I was watching this last night with my girlfriend, and she was just like, "Did those CB radios really not reach that far?" And I was like, "Well, they had their limitations. We're talking about a technology that goes all the way back to the 60s or 70s. Probably won't really farther than that." I was like, yeah, they have their limitations. You're that far away from anybody else who can hear you, and you've got the mountains around you. Yeah, those things were very limited back then, despite how popular they were in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, you really couldn't. But I did think it was kind of funny that like every time they had a plan to get out, something would get in their way. It was a rock slide at first, and then it was every vehicle seemed to have a flat tire, it didn't run or something at the wrong time, and I was like, good God, just somebody walk. Like I like the idea of the horses, but I was like, you're not going to outrun those things on horses either, so whatever. But that's why I like the ending so much. But let's go ahead and talk about the ending really quick. I actually really like the ending, taking out the 3 graboids one by one.
So do I.
And then finally taking care of that one monster at the very end in what I thought was a very cool way.
Very cool. Yep.
What do you think of the ending? Did it work for you? Was it too hammy, or were you just like, I'm stuffing my face full of popcorn and just enjoying?
And really, how were you going to destroy these things, right? Like I like how they just weren't dumb creatures. Like they figured out, like, oh, you just, you blew that one up. Well, I'm not falling for that. Like, and it learned, right? And I thought, like, it's no different than, Brody shooting the can in Bruce's mouth. You got to kill it some way. And it was a creative way. Like can you fly? And there it goes. And I remember I thought it was great.
I also like the fact that we got like a full view of the monster at the end.
Yeah, we got to see it.
I mean, because I thought it looked a little short compared to some of the ones we had seen. I think the second one they killed, they actually kind of dug it out of the ground a little bit, and you can see that it looked very long. Maybe I'm just spatially challenged, and this is about the same thing. But I also love that I said, as I was watching this last night, I was thinking to myself, I feel like if this actually happened, that's kind of what the worm would look like once it fell off the cliff and hit all those rocks. It wouldn't necessarily explode or anything; it would just kind of get tore up really bad. But
it's not going to do a big like skerdoosh, like you think we've all unfortunately, except for when Tex sees it, someone falls off a building or something, like usually you're just a bag of meat and it just right. So I mean, really, it was kind of true to life, I guess.
Yeah, I love the ending. I thought it was a lot of fun. Again, can't get out, so you may as well try to find some way to fight the damn things.
Yeah.
And then of course, you have all the cool ways they took him out. That's the one you eat at the store. Oh, there's Mr. Wong getting killed.
Oh,
sad times. Sad times. But he deserved better.
100%. That stupid Pepsi machine there, that freezer had to turn on.
Damn right. It's like the Dallas Cowboys with the Pepsi machines. Always fucking things up.
Oh, that was brutal last night. That was
sorry, Tex.
Sorry, Tex.
He already knows at this point. At this point, he's like, I was disappointed in week 2. I was kind of done. But yeah, let's go now into the. I want to talk for a minute about the effects. I wasn't going to talk about this much at first, but it's kind of hard not to, because, like I said, for being 1990. This was some pretty cool shit. The practical stuff, I think, was by far the best. And I know there's some stuff that they did, but man, the practical effects were amazing. What do you think of the effects of the film?
It looks awesome. Look how good that looks. Like, it looks like a real head. It looks like a real face. I thought the tricks they used, like to with like showing the creature in the ground, how it moved and the dirt moved. I thought that was great. Like this part, like the whole sucking the car into the ground after like he's gone and she's trying to stay safe. It's like, it just amplifies how big these creatures are, right? And yeah, I thought like the things they did before, it was kind of like the teasing before you get to finally see the shark. Like, oh wow, that's actually pretty decent. Yeah, like look at that. For 1990, that's pretty spot on. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've for a long time said that practical effects are always the best effects, because if you light them just right, if you put a little bit of artistic work into it, they look amazing. CGI's got its place. Computer stuff has its place. That's fine. Green screen has its place. All that stuff works if you need it. But the more practical effects you can do when it comes to the blood and gut stuff, the much better it's always going to look on camera. And I think that's something that Hollywood's getting away from. They feel like the CGI stuff is easier and quicker. They figure you're going to pay this company to do 5 scenes, you may as well pay them to do 20. But I for horror or anything with the graphic stuff like that, practical effects are always the best way to go. And I think this movie is one of the things that proves that. Because, I mean, even just like the thing hanging off the back of his truck.
Yeah,
I was like, that's kind of fucking crazy if you think about it. It's like,
and look how good it looks.
Oh, yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, and like how they got the dirt in there, like it's like it wasn't like a clean rip of meat.
Yeah.
It's like it pulled, and like you could totally be like, oh crap, like totally see that it's a hunk of meat of something, and like how the dirt's in there, it's very nicely done.
And like even the stuff like this, where it's like some obvious puppet works and stuff being moved around,
Mhm.
it was still good. It felt smooth enough to where I wasn't like, it's some asshole with his arm in there just bending it
Yeah,
around or moving
yeah,
the stick around or whatever. It actually looked pretty good. I wish I could have gotten more pictures of some of the stuff like that because I actually thought it was very well done. I thought the effects were fantastic.
yep,
I really did also like the couple shots that you would get like underground of the ground being disturbed as it was going
yeah,
through, or even
yeah,
that head-on shot where it's like you're like from the point of view of the monster and
yeah.
it's going through the dirt. I thought those shots were actually very well done as well. Putting you from the monster's perspective, I thought was pretty cool.
And again, like I like how they used like when he was chasing them underneath like the floorboards, how the floorboards moved and stuff, and it was kind of like the cans in Jaws. You knew where it was because you could see the sand moving, or a building would move, or something would move just to be, oh, there it is, kind of thing, right? So yeah, it's very smartly done.
Let's see. Ian asks, "Is that a poster for the background for Texas Chainsaw Massacre?" He's talking to you, I think. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's my second favorite horror movie after Jaws, if you want to call Jaws a horror movie, more of an action. But so yeah, it's probably my favorite. Yes, it is. I have one, so does Tex. Yeah, I love Texas.
Mine's not up. I actually have the countless posters that I have that I can't put up because frames are expensive. And I only have so many places to put them anyway.
Aren't they? Oh, and
like
of course
good
now,
frames are expensive.
yeah, well, and these ones, I mean, they're not super great, but I want to at least match all my frames, right? So like, when I go to like when I go to concerts now, I want to try to buy posters, and to match those up, it's not cheap.
No doubt, no doubt. The only poster I have up right now, well, I got some like other ones up here that I got from like the movie theater, and I have my Taps poster back there, one of my favorite '80s movies. I don't know if you've ever seen that or not. It's a good movie. Good movie.
What else was he saying?
Let's see. He says, summary, mixing paranoid 50s sci-fi and comic good old boy western. This little delight knows exactly where its tongue and heart is. When a group of giant subterranean slugs terrorizes the desert. Yeah.
Like, and yeah, someone like, and if you were to, if that was going to be your summary, if you're going to tell someone and that was the synopsis you were going to give them, most people would probably go, I feel I need to watch this. I feel like this has my interest. You would think, because that's a perfect summary.
Yeah, not bad at all. He said, I think he continued on to say, Nowheresville, the locals hit back with ingenuity, American resolve, and some of the best B-movie lines heard since the creature disappeared into the Black Lagoon. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. One-liners, they always have to be in a horror movie. You need those one-liners that aren't too over the top, but really good.
A lot of the one-liners are all about delivery. Because if they're delivered very cheesy, you're like, really? I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. but if they're delivered the right way, yes, they're cheesy, but they're still enjoyable. You're like, okay, whatever. It doesn't take away from the movie,
It's kind of like what we talked about. I think Tex said it on when he was on our show there last week, talking about like how Freddy, like the one-liner just became horrible. Like the delivery wasn't even good. It was this shitty line just to get it out, and it just wasn't even good. Right? Like when he was calling everybody a bitch, like Tex said, which he was right. So yeah, if the line's not a good delivery, it's one of those.
That's why I've said, and Tex disagrees, but I've said many times that horror movies need to be limited to a trilogy. Once you send the serial killer into space, I'm checked out. I just can't do it anymore.
But I will say that's my favorite looking Jason. Uber Jason was pretty
awesome. Jason X.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you, Ian. We hope you'll come back for more. Thanks for joining us from across the pond. I'm a big fan.
And if you want to hear more stupid stuff, come on Mondays. I have a show on Monday with my friend Alex, and we talk about crap and nothing really important. But it'd be nice to see you there.
You'll find me and Tex and some other friends in there most Monday nights in the chat. So yes, appreciate you joining us. You have a good night, sir.
Thank you. Good night, sir. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, it's funny because I just today when I was at work, I ran into a British lady, and I was telling her, I was like, you don't get too many British accents in Ohio, and I was kind of talking her up a little bit. Nice lady. But I was like, hey, I've been keeping up on the Prince Andrew thing, and I like Downton Abbey and all that. So yeah,
that's crazy. That whole I heard about it in the news too, and basically like the Reader's Digest version I heard was, okay, we're tired of your shit. You can't be a prince anymore. Go live in this little cottage over here and just be quiet.
He's like, get out. Just get out of here.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, time to go.
But yes, thank you, Ian. We hope to see some more of you around here. But let's talk a minute about the potential future for the franchise. Look, because legacy sequels are all the thing, remakes are all the thing. I hate that picture, so I'm going to go to something else. I want this picture instead.
That's a good one.
I don't think that there's a big demand for anything Tremors related right now, but I mean, look, I say if you've got a good story, write a script and shoot your shot. I mean, do you think there's any way that you could either sequelize what we've been given or maybe just remake this and have it be watchable?
Gosh, I don't think so, because I would like, I can't see. I don't know. I don't want to see a shot for shot remake, because let's go back to Psycho. Not saying this is Psycho, but we've seen what happens when they do a shot for shot remake. I think they would go overboard with the CGI, and it would kind of take away from the essence of the graboids. I think it would be like too overdone. And I mean, think of something. There's got to be a different idea you can do out there instead of keeping the ripoff. I will say classic B movie stuff, because I'm not gonna say this is a masterpiece by any means, but just leave it. It's kind of like, well, Jaws is a better movie, but don't ever redo Jaws.
Yes,
like it just leave all those movies alone. Hollywood, start come up with some new shit. And I know it's hard because everything's been done, but yeah, I don't think it needs to. I think it just needs to be, if anything, the sequel's proved, or even the rebooted movie in 2018. Yeah, this needs to be left alone.
Yeah, like I said, if you've got a story, you think you've got one that works, you think you've got it cracked, then by all means write it and try to sell it to somebody. Maybe it's a great story. I don't know. I have ideas I think could make it fun, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. But I would say if you're going to try another Tremors movie, stick to practical effects. Practical effects are relatively cheap now because nobody's doing them. They still have the Stan Winston shop out there and things like that to do practical effects that are obviously at the top of their game at it, some of the best ever. You still have the people out there with that kind of skill. Make sure you do the practical stuff. Because like you said, I mean, some of the stuff, where's that one picture that's hanging off the truck? Like some of the stuff just looked this, for example. I mean, that's a great visual right there. I mean, I didn't even notice it just now. It looks like the left side of his head below his ear, it looks like everything's been ripped out like that.
Yes.
The left of that face. So yeah, some stuff like that would be fantastic. You just have to commit to doing the practical stuff, because that's where the strength in a monster like this lies. Too much CGI, it's not going to look right. It doesn't cross the uncanny valley, as they say. It doesn't. It's like Starship Troopers. I love Starship Troopers. It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
it's a fun. I don't care what anybody says. I know it's a big deviation from the book. I don't care. The movie itself on its own is fun. It's fun as hell to watch.
I agree.
But the CGI in that movie is a lot. And I understand part of it because you got a bajillion bugs attacking this one outpost. You can't always have a bajillion guys in suits out there.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some times where the CGI was leaned on too heavily, where you could have done stuff more practically. Mm-hmm. And that would have made that close-up scene where you have to look at the monster a little closer. It would have made it that much better.
Yeah.
If you were to do this with Tremors, obviously what they would probably do, instead of having just 3 monsters, they would have like 5,000 of them, and because they would feel like they need to up the stakes somehow. Mm-hmm. I would be fine if you wanted to remake this, just going back to having the 3, or maybe even just one that's causing all kinds of chaos that they have to beat at the end. I mean, it worked for Jaws. There's only one shark in all of Jaws, in the first Jaws movie, that you have to worry about, and he causes all that chaos. But yeah, I would say just practical is the important thing. The one thing that I would struggle with a sequel is no Fred Ward. I mean, we both mentioned already the chemistry, but now you could get Kevin Bacon back. I'm sure he'd probably do it. Mm-hmm. The budget would be low. There would be not a whole lot of expectations. Like, just let him go and have fun with it. I think he would come back, but no Fred Ward means that chemistry is not going to be there.
Yep.
And when you mess with that chemistry even a little bit, and this wouldn't even be a little bit, this would be a lot.
Yep.
It would hurt a bit. So I don't really know how you would replace that character. Now you could pay homage to him in one of many ways. Have a picture up somewhere.
Absolutely.
Maybe some flashbacks from this movie. Make him a Force ghost. Fuck, I don't know. Do something. But I mean, without him, I think it would be very, very tough. That's why I think if you wanted to do something with this world again, the best thing to do would be a remake. Just do it completely different.
I think what would also, if it was remade, like that scene with the face, because everything is so blown out, like just overdone now, there would be blood and entrails everywhere. It wouldn't just be a simple shot of there's his face, and then like you said, you see down the left side where basically his ear's gone. It's basically like it bit his like head in half, and all that's left is here, right? I guess, yeah. Well, you know what I mean. So I think that they would just overdo it. That's what I think.
I mean, if I would be okay overdoing it if they were going to lean more into the horror aspect, because this is not a horror movie. This is a sci-fi action thriller, whatever the hell. How did they describe it when I did the fucking read it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Monster horror film.
Yeah.
What they don't. You should probably label this particular film as a comedy, because there is a lot of comedy to it. If they wanted to go less comedy and more horror, more visual, I would be okay with that, because that's how you make this take different enough to where I have to look at it as its own thing, rather than just like comparing it to this film.
Yeah, fair enough.
Horror, as much as I like horror comedy, some of them are just really, really bad because they're unbalanced. There's way too much horror for the horror comedy, or there's way too much comedy for the horror comedy. If you find the right balance, and it's different for every movie. There's not like a 50-50 thing that makes everything good. For a certain movie, maybe it's like 60-40 or something like that. You got to find the right balance for that movie, for that product.
Yeah.
And if you get that balance right, because what's it? The Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love that movie.
There you go. Yeah.
It's look, it's called a horror comedy. It's more of a comedy than anything else. There are some horror spots to it, but it's much more of a comedy than anything else. If you'd have got too bloody with that, it probably would have kind of ruined everything. Filmed that movie in my hometown, by the way. That's one of the reasons I love it.
But it'd be also the same thing like Critters.
Yeah.
There's horror elements, especially the second one.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, but there are horror elements to it, right? You know what I mean?
And it is terrifying. Those little balls that can shoot their little things at you and knock you out or whatever. There is a good horror element to that. Now there's obviously the funny stuff, but they are scary, especially like in the second one. I think this is the second one where they turn into the big ball and they roll over people and just eat them. Like
exactly.
It's funny to watch, but it's like, yeah, it's terrifying to think that it would take 3.5 seconds for them to roll over your body and then rip all the meat from your bones.
Right. Yes, exactly.
But I don't know. Like I said, I think if you want to approach this world again, it's going to have to be as a complete remake, and maybe you bring Kevin Bacon in to play some other role. I don't know. I don't know that he would want to if he wasn't going to be playing Val. I don't know that I would if I were him.
I was going to say maybe he has like a cameo or something like that. Like a little more than what Lisa Marie or Priscilla had in Naked Gun. A little bigger than that one, but like he could even roll up in a vehicle and be like, nope, not doing that, and just drive off and leave or something, right? Like
if they were going to lean heavily and make this a comedy, I would be all about that. Yeah. But to be honest, I don't know that he would anyway, because I know that when they came out with that terrible Footloose movie 8 years ago or so, I guess they had actually sent him a script and were like, hey, if there's a small part you want to play in here, it's yours, whatever you want to do. And he read the script, was like, nah, I'm good.
Like,
I'm all right.
Again, these are the things I know we're supposed to be talking about Tremors, but we'll talk about what we want, because we will. Like, who was asking for a Footloose remake? You know, who was pining for that? Now, I am also very biased. That's one of my mom's favorite movies. I love that movie. So, I didn't even watch it. I didn't even bother. And then when Blake Shelton came out with like the country remake, I'm like, please eat a bag of dicks. Like, stop. like why? No, you're never gonna top Kenny Loggins. Next thing you know, you're gonna do, someone's gonna do a douchey version of like hanging with the boy or flying with the boys, and or I'm all right from Caddyshack. Stop it. Leave Kenny Loggins alone.
It reminds me, I guess Tom Cruise reached out to Kenny Loggins and wanted him to do a more updated rock version of Danger Zone for Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, really?
So he didn't like completely re-record the song, but he had done some like stuff to send to Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise was like, you know what? We're just gonna stick with the original.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get better than that.
You can't.
That song is so good. We're not gonna fuck with it.
No. John, how's it going, bud? Yeah, right. It is a great '90s monster flick. Honestly, like, can you really think? Well, like, now, I mean, you always ask the questions, but I ask you a question. What other ones can you really think? Like the Jurassic Park. Is that a monster movie? Like, what would you call monster movies in the '90s? You know, like,
they haven't done a good monster movie in a long time. This was probably one of the last really good ones, and they've tried. They've tried.
Yeah.
I think you guys had mentioned the last night on your show, the 1996 version of Godzilla, which I always thought was a fun movie. It's not nearly as good as the other Godzilla, the 50s and 60s Godzilla film. Not nearly as good as Godzilla -1, but it's a fun movie for what it is. You know?
I thought so. And at its moments, you laughed out loud, and but I thought it was okay. So, but yeah, but a good original one. Like, this was original, right? You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why J.J. Abrams did Cloverfield.
Yeah, I guess
because he had done some work on, what film was it? I forget. I want to say it was Godzilla, but no, it wasn't Godzilla. What did you do? Oh, Mission Impossible. He was one of the producers or writers of Mission Impossible, one of the Mission Impossible films. And as I've heard him tell the story, he was in Japan doing some like press for the film, and him and some people from his family went around to toy stores, were doing some shopping, and all the toy stores were just coated with Godzilla merch. He was just like, this, like, at the time, 60-year-old character, 50-year-old character was still like huge in Japan. And he got to thinking, he's like, yeah, Godzilla's been big in America too, but Godzilla's looked at as a Japanese thing. He wanted an American monster movie, so that's what he wanted to make as he was starting to put together Cloverfield. He wanted to have like an American version of Godzilla, because at the time, the Godzilla with Matthew Broderick had already been out for several years, and but he was like, still, it's not that Godzilla that everybody loved, fun movie, but not beloved like the 50s and 60s Godzilla movies.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So he wanted to make an American monster movie that Americans could kind of have for their own. And if he doesn't make a sequel for that at some point in my life, I'm afraid I'm going to have to slap him beside the damn head, because I've been wanting a Cloverfield sequel for years now. Mm-hmm. I want some explanation. That
he left us very like, okay, I'm done. It's like, okay, well, we need more. Like, you left us on a really, like, you need to fill us in here. Like, yeah, and I definitely be down with a second one of those. Without a doubt.
Oh yeah, and I like the other Cloverfield films that have come out. 10 Cloverfield Lane is fantastic. I don't care that it doesn't really have anything to do with the Cloverfield monster. That movie from start to finish is fantastic.
Which one was that? Is that I like the one with John Good. Is that the one with John Goodman?
That's the one.
Yeah, that was really good.
That is a very tense, horrifying movie.
Yes.
About people in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
The Cloverfield Paradox, I thought, was kind of a good movie on its own. It didn't really do much for the entire franchise, but it was an interesting movie on its own. Not great. I don't really understand the last scene of the movie. I don't know if you ever saw it or not.
No.
It basically happens at a space station. I'll ruin this for you, because again, the movie's good to watch if you're bored one day. It's on Netflix. But basically, these guys are on a space station. Some shit starts happening. A guy's has to cut his hand off because he gets infected by a thing. The hand comes to life and tries to kill them all, yada, yada, yada. And so when the girl finally gets off the space station and the escape pod from the space station comes down to Earth, goes through some clouds, about a second or two later, the Cloverfield monster from the Cloverfield movie comes up out of the clouds and roars, and that's where the movie ends. And I'm like, I don't understand how any of this shit is connected. It's like, there's no explanation as to why that is at all. But whatever.
Yeah, so you need some explanation. You actually got to tie. Yeah, so you need to tie this shit together.
Well, some people were saying, and I don't know how the hell you could have connected it like this, because in the Cloverfield movie, in the last scene of their day at Coney Island, or where the hell they're at, mm-hmm. there's that one scene that everybody's been talking about for years, where the camera goes off to the ocean, and you see something fall out of the sky and splash down the ocean.
Yeah.
You don't really know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying now that that's the the escape pod from the space station landing in the ocean, and I'm like, I don't care. It's you haven't told me that. You haven't shown that to me, so I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, and I hate those movies where it's like, and then all the fan theories come on. They're like, well, maybe it's this or to that. It's like, stop making me think so much. Like, I mean, I don't mind a little bit of thinking, but God, I shouldn't have to like draw a little map like in Always Sunny just to figure out what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, I just stop with the fan theories. They're so bad. And stop with fan-made trailers, for Christ's sake. Those are fucking terrible. I hate getting tricked into that shit when I'm looking for a trailer, and then they're just like, new trailer for this movie you've been waiting on. And I click on it, it's like some crap from like all their movies. I'm like,
you guys are assholes.
I downvote those on YouTube every chance that I get. YouTube won't do anything about them, but I'd do it anyway.
Yeah, no.
But let's go ahead and get into some of the trivia now. And let's see. I will pick some random picture. This one will work. Even though I hate this picture, and I have to use it just to justify copying it. S.S. Wilson, one of the writers, says that he got the idea for the film while he was working for the U.S. Navy in the California desert. While resting on a rock, he imagined what it would be like if something underground kept him from getting off the rock.
Huh.
Inspiration comes from crazy places, man.
I guess so. Wow. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, inspiration, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, I love to hear where writers. This is why I like writers more than anybody else. Songwriters more than singers, writers more than actors, because they're the real storytellers. Where these things come from is often more interesting than what we end up getting. And so that's what I've always thought. It's just like something like the movie I've been trying to write for like 3 years now, but I barely have time to write. It's just because like Jason and Rachel work at this haunted cave around here. And I just one day was like at work dicking around and thinking about it. I was like, what if people actually started dying in their cave? And I'm like, well, there's my movie. So that's what I've been trying to write for the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, and see that's actually a really good movie. But then I mean, this is not what we're talking about. Like, but then you got to make sure, okay, whatever's killing these people has to punch. So it's like you don't want to make it anticlimactic or way too cheesy or, like, the example I always go to is Jeepers Creepers. Like at first when I thought it was just a creepy guy that was just killing people, sweet. And then it's like, oh, it's this creeper that takes body parts. It's like, oh, I kind of like them just being a creepy old dude living in a church.
So some of the best bad guys, the best villains and killers don't have a backstory. They're just evil for being evil. That's one of the things I've always liked with the Joker and Batman.
Yes.
Whenever they try to give him a backstory, it kind of takes away from him a little bit. I love the fact that he's just the physical embodiment of evil. There's no explanation. He just is.
Yeah, and the explanation that was given in The Dark Knight Rises, right? Well, no, the Dark Knight?
The Heath Ledger one.
That's what I'm saying.
He gives 3 different stories as to how he became. So so you don't really know which one is real, or you don't really know if all of them are fake. But
I like what Alfred says. He's just like, some people just want to watch the world burn.
That's like the best quote of the Joker.
Yeah, he's just telling the story how the kids were playing with the rubies. The guy was stealing the rubies and giving them just because he wanted to watch the world burn. Like, that's awesome.
Let's see. I got a few good pieces of trivia about the graboid itself. One idea by the special effects crew was for the worms to have an outer shell. When above the dirt, the shell would retract to reveal a slimier inner worm. However, many production members started to giggle at the phallic resemblance it had with a foreskin. So this was changed to the big worm spouting several smaller worms from its mouth. Where's Tex? I need him.
My brain automatically went to thinking about the little mouth that comes out of the alien head, but they went to the foreskin, and now I'm never going to be able to unsee that now because I kind of want to see what the graboid looks like with a foreskin. I can't lie.
I wonder if there's some concept art somewhere that you can find online.
Well, I really don't know if I want to Google search that. Graboid foreskin.
Just turn your safe search off. You're going to come up with all kinds of crazy things.
Apparently, there's 2 million websites. I'll just click on the first one.
That it reminds me, there is actually a thing out there called the penis snake. I don't know if you know this or not.
I think you're trying to get me to fucking Google search stuff.
No, don't even go to Google. Go to like Wikipedia or something where they're not going to show you like pictures of guys' dicks. Go Wikipedia penis snake and look it up. I am not bullshitting you at all.
Okay, and I need that. Now I have to go look. Okay. Wikipedia. Okay. Penis snake. All right. Penis snake. Oh my God.
Yeah, see, right?
Well, it's got a really weird name to it. Redirected from penis snake. Wow, that is. I can totally see why it's called a penis snake.
Right?
Wow, I just learned something tonight on the show. That is amazing.
I kind of want one now, to be perfectly honest. I don't know
Yeah, I can't even lie. Wow.
that would be.
But this is my
unique,
penis snake, baby.
That'd be a very. There's this guy named Tyler Nolan that I watch on YouTube from time to time. He's a tattoo artist in Florida, but he's also a venomous reptile handler. And he's got like a dog, a regular pet, but like all of his pets are like unique, weird. He's got one of those like hairless cats. He's got like a toucan or a cockatoo, whatever, some bird that talks to, whatever. He's got all kinds of unique stuff, and I'm like, dude, you have all these cobras and vipers and shit. I need you to get a penis snake just because I want to see you.
Right?
I want to learn about this. I don't know what the hell it looks like, but I want to learn.
Right. Awesome.
But let's see. Let's talk about Michael Gross for just a minute. One of my favorite actors in the 80s. Michael Gross began filming his scenes for this film only one day after shooting the very last episode of Family Ties.
Huh. Wow. Rebounded quickly.
Yeah. I was reading a bunch of stuff about this, trying to find some good trivia, and he is the only actor from this film or from any of the franchise that goes to all of like the whenever they have like they don't have cons for Tremors, but like whenever they have like a reunion, Tremors reunion or something like that, or some kind of appreciation get together, he goes to as many as he can. He's the only actor from the original from this movie that has gone to like a bunch of them.
Like why? Like own it. You know?
Well, in the years since, Kevin Bacon has said that he actually has come to like this movie. That he didn't like it for years, but like in the years since, he's come to appreciate this film is what it was.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Which is good. I mean, because Tim Curry was the same way about Rocky Horror Picture Show for years. He said he just didn't want to talk about it. And then eventually he was like, you know what, fuck it, it's part of my career. And whatever. Yeah. I'm just gonna. All these fans love it, so I'm gonna love it with them because what else can you do?
Right. Exactly.
Let's see. What's my next piece of trivia? Kind of a long one. Let me go to this because I haven't used this picture yet. Let's see. Almost all of the actors were cast through open auditions, a rare practice for studio films. There were offers, however, for the role of Valentine McKee to go to Bill Paxton, Matthew Modine, and Bruce Campbell, among others, before Universal cast Kevin Bacon due to his star power. Jack Palance was considered for the part of Earl Bassett, but Ron Underwood was too afraid to reach out and ask if he was interested. Underwood would end up working with Palance on his next project. Brent Maddox said that while writing the script, he imagined Burt Gummer being played by Chuck Norris or Clint Eastwood.
Huh.
I don't know that Eastwood would have done it. I think Eastwood takes acting too seriously. Norris might have. Because Norris has been known for kind of having some fun with things and not taking things too seriously. I feel like Clint Eastwood would have been too serious.
I think so too. I feel, that's a little too serious. Yeah. Yeah. A little too serious for those guys, I believe. Yeah, I agree.
Matthew Modine would have been cool. Bruce Campbell would have been fun. I mean, he does the horror comedy stuff great.
Yeah, Campbell. But see, I think the problem with if you'd use him is everyone's going to be comparing it to Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. So, I don't think it would have had like the impact because he's already done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time. So I think again, we said right at the beginning of the show that the casting was awesome.
Yeah, sometimes you think that you want this actor in the role. You don't want the best actor, you want the right actor. Yeah, that's what I say. So as long as you get that, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Back to as I had mentioned earlier. Let me get a good picture of the graboids. He's attacking Reba. That's what he actually kind of looks like a penis snake right there. Funny how. But the film notably never answers where the graboids come from. The characters only speculate about it. Co-writer and producer S.S. Wilson felt that there were only 4 possible options. 1, they were aliens. 2, they were long dormant prehistoric life. 3, they were worms mutated by radioactive waste. Or they were creatures genetically engineered by government-funded mad scientists. Since the more savvy moviegoers would be expecting those twists, the filmmakers felt it would be more interesting and would leave room open for sequels if there was no definitive answer and the audience was left to wonder. I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'm okay with that then. That's pretty okay.
They kind of did, and I read this plot outline when I was doing some of the research for this movie. They kind of did that with Tremors Sub-Zero or Tremors Frozen or whatever the hell. One of those direct-to-video sequels that I never watched. That apparently the government had gotten some graboids and were experimenting with them, trying to develop weapons, because that's the go-to movie plot is government uses insert thing here to develop weapons. But so they kind of went that route, but they still haven't really explained where they came from, what their genesis was. So, yeah.
So I just was looking up pictures to see if I could kind of see the different things, and apparently, like there's 7 movies. It says Tremors 7 movie collection. There's 7 Tremors, and I think 7 movies plus the TV series. Holy crap! I didn't realize there were that many of them.
Yeah, I remember the TV series. I never watched it. I just kind of wasn't interested in it because, like I said, I think at that point there already been like 3 or 4 direct-to-video sequels. Yeah. And I was like, if none of these have interested me, I doubt I'm going to be interested in in the television series. But whatever.
Completely agree. Wow. Huh. Interesting. I didn't realize there were that many of them. That's ridiculous.
Let's see. Let's talk guns for just a minute. Burt's elephant gun is an 8-gauge Darn shotgun. It's D-A-R-N-E. I don't know how to pronounce it. Darn shotgun. Yeah. It was rented from a private collector for use in this film. It fired dummy cartridges custom made from solid brass rod stock. Good God.
Wow.
I want one of those guns.
Yeah, no shit.
I've seen guys mess around with elephant guns on YouTube videos like Kentucky Ballistics. I don't know if you've watched him or not.
No, I've never. No.
He's got an elephant gun. He's got a punt gun, which basically is a handheld cannon. You'd have to go watch. You have to go watch his
punt gun.
It's about 10 feet long.
Writing that down.
I don't know what the hell. I've seen him use it, and it's got shells that are like this big around. They almost look like tank shells. But yeah, he's got some big guns. I know he's got an elephant gun because I've seen him do videos with it where he just shoots through shit. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Let me go find the video of our guy getting eaten up. Where's it at? Store. There he is. Poor guy. You know who that could have been? Pat Morita was actually asked to pay Walter Chang, but due to his success in the Karate Kid films, wanted too much money for the part. Victor Wong was eventually cast as he was willing to work for what the budget could afford.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, he just got eaten. I mean, how much money you want to get paid just to get eaten, I guess. I mean, if you think you're worth more to get eaten, then I guess you should just get paid what you want to get paid, I guess. But
it would have been nice to have seen him because I've always been a big fan of Pat Morita. A lot of stuff he's done.
And everybody would be like, hey, Mr. Miyagi, hey.
That kind of thing might have been worth it. I mean, look, name recognition and stuff helps. I mean, that's why actors want to win awards like Oscars and Golden Globes, because they have that in their resume. They can ask for more money in negotiations for movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I was Pat Morita, I'd be like, yeah, why not do a movie that's kind of goofy and not so serious? Not that the Karate Kid movies were ever considered great dramatic pieces necessarily.
Yeah.
But it's like, why not do something for fun? Get your name out there, especially considering that playing Mr. Miyagi was a huge career comeback for him anyway.
Yeah.
Because his career was kind of on the rocks when he got Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. He had quite the name back in the 70s. I really don't want to say it because it'll get you doxxed. But yeah, he look up what his nickname was when he was a stand-up comedian in the 70s.
I've seen a little bit of his stand-up stuff. It's pretty funny. I remember him mostly from MASH and from Happy Days because I'm that old.
Yeah. Well, I remember him from Happy Days for sure. Most definitely.
Yeah, he was good in MASH though. He was a lot of fun. I forgot what the hell the next thing was. Let's see. The graboids. Let's see. According to promotional material from the Sci-Fi Channel, the official scientific name of the graboids is Cadaris mexicana.
Oh,
we'll take credit for it.
Sure.
We'll take credit. Does that mean it's from Mexico? Because I mean, this is in Nevada that this happens, so it's a little far from the Mexico border, far enough to where I don't know if the graboids would have gone from wherever the hell in Mexico to Nevada.
Yeah, we'd have to see the terrain if they could actually even get there.
I think they could.
And you think no one would ever go like, man, there's some weird earthquakes traveling across here to Nevada.
I don't know. I mean, in my head, it's like it's a seismic active area. A couple of small tremors probably wouldn't turn a lot of heads.
Yeah.
So
I
if they're
guess,
going
fair
through,
enough.
maybe. I mean, again, we're talking about fictional giant worms that are subterranean and eat people from the ground. So
True.
I mean, whatever. But in my head canon, I think it works.
Like, Frank, be serious. We're talking about worms that eat people here.
I know,
Focus.
damn it. Not even penis worms, damn it.
Yeah, not even penis worms. Holy shit.
Let's see. Let's go back to this really cool picture. I actually captioned this monster on the rocks because I thought it sounded funny in my head. Let's see. The final graboid's death fall from a cliff to an explosive end in the rocks below was actually filmed in a parking lot using miniatures.
Oh, I can see that. Makes sense.
Practical effects, kids. That's where it's all at.
Yeah, and it looks big. Like you don't think it looks small, but yeah, it looks big.
It's like a lot.
Right?
It's like a lot of stuff. It's like even that thing is
Yeah.
like what 4 feet long of foam latex and like maybe a piece of flexible metal conduit in it or something like that
Mm-hmm.
with the strings attached in the right places to make it look like it's moving. That's what that takes.
Yeah, and it looks really good.
Probably takes about $100 worth of fucking material to make that cool ass shot right there.
Yeah, didn't overthink it.
Practical effects, man. That's where it's at.
Most definitely. Yep.
Let's see, one more piece of trivia. One that I thought was kind of interesting. I'll go to Kevin Bacon and his little Snooky Wookums there. At the time of filming during the spring of 1989, Kevin Bacon's wife, Kira Sedgwick, was in her third trimester of pregnancy with the couple's first child. With cell phones non-existent in 1989, a telephone was installed on the set in order to allow Bacon to remain in touch with his wife from the set's isolated location. Bacon's wife went into labor during his last day on the set, right after filming of the scene where Walter is killed by the graboid. The couple's son, Travis, was born June 23rd, 1989.
Huh. Nice. I got it done just in time then.
I love to explain to people that there was a time before cell phones and the internet.
Come on, let's be honest here, Frank. It was a lot better time.
Oh yeah,
I think it was by far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I miss the days.
Yeah, things were a lot simpler back then, and we had great movies like Tremors to watch.
Nobody was woke. We didn't care. We had Porkies.
We had nerds.
Nerds, Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah.
The moon room scene that catches a lot of hell these days, but it worked great in the movie. So
does it ever? But don't move the goalposts. This is what it used to be, guys. Calm down.
I know. You know what movie I realize has been on the streaming services a lot more lately is Zapped. You remember that one?
Zapped. Vaguely.
Scott Baio, where he gets telekinetic powers.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about that one. I've been thinking about doing that one for a long time.
Didn't know you're allowed. Yeah, you couldn't do that. Well, do you want to? I say bullshit. You can do any movie you want nowadays.
Well, Howard Stern several years ago had said that he had wanted to do a Porky's remake.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't listened to Howard in years, but from what my buddy told me who still listens, Howard's kind of become woke now.
Oh, he's a bitch now.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for a guy that made his money being crude and shit. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's an absolute bitch now. It's kind of disappointing because I listen to a lot of like historical news coverage, like Kennedy assassination, moon landing, all that, and I've got a couple saved on YouTube, the 9/11 news coverage, and I don't know if you ever listened to his coverage of 9/11 that day.
I did, yeah.
He is fucking phenomenal that entire day.
Yes, that was an unbelievable day. I went back and watched it. Yeah,
that is a career day for Howard Stern, and he sounded base as fuck. He's just like, no, we have to go over there with and blow these fucking people up.
Yep.
And then he got like super fucking. Well, I mean, I get it. He wanted famous people to come on the show, and you got to kiss a little bit of the ass to come on. But whatever,
well, you do now, yeah, 100%.
But whatever. Yeah, his terrestrial radio's dying anyway. I don't care if he is on Sirius. He's not drawing the crowds. He's not getting paid.
And really, Sirius to me, like, unless you're a trucker, like truckers probably, but I mean, with the advent of podcasts and being able to get a YouTube premium to watch whatever you want now, if you want. I mean, I'm shocked Sirius is still a thing, to be honest.
I have it. I like it for the most part, mostly because I can listen to like my 80s, my 80s channel, my 90s channel, but also it's got like Fox News on it. Also, I can listen to Giants games for free because I have Sirius, the KMPR.
Fair enough.
So if I'm out and about and I don't want to miss what's happening in the Giants game, I just go over to the Giants channel on Sirius and listen to the Giants radio broadcast.
I will say back in the day, like when I was working oil field, I had my Sirius. It was nice on Sundays when I was working. I could listen to the Bears stream on Sirius. So I will say that was nice back in the day.
Yeah, but I don't know. It works out pretty well. They have some good comedy channels in there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Raw Dog was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's good comedy channels in there too. They do like little bits of different guys. So if I ever want to listen to some good stand-up, I might go over to that channel every now and again.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, it's like it's my 80s, my 90s. Jennifer's got like 3 or 4 country stations programmed into the car, so whatever. It works out pretty well.
Yeah, I think Brody still uses it too. So
let's see. AJ, did text ever tell you I tried reaching out to you? Yes, he did, and I have been very, very busy. It's just been a very busy time around here. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't on here for most of the last 2 weeks, and Jeremy was kind of running things because I've had a lot going on around my house with the kids and all that, trying to get stuff. So I work a lot, and then I spend a lot of my time doing YouTube when I'm at home. So I really only have like Saturday and Sunday to do other things around the house, mow the yard, dishes, so on. And I was just getting buried with things that were kind of lacking, that needed my attention, but they were lacking very badly. But yes, I'll reach out to you at some point. We'll figure something out. It might not be until after the first year before I do anything too crazy, but I do have some things coming up in March that I'm looking forward to. That if it all works out pretty well. Have I told you about that yet, Nick? I think I did. No, I'll tell you about it before you leave. But yeah, he also says that Tremors was interesting to say the least. Yes, I feel like it's the movie that seems like it would be better to watch now than back when it first came out. I'd say it's about equal.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I still enjoy it the same, I think.
I say it's about equal, but but now it has that bit of a nostalgic thing to it, which I think always makes things better. When things age well, they're so fun.
Yeah,
it's like because one of my comfort shows that I watch when I'm bored is Chips. And I watch that show, and I'm just like, good God, this show's so fucking awesome. Season 6 notwithstanding, season 6 was kind of a waste. When John left and the show ended up being the last season, it was a waste. But yeah, everything, first 5 seasons, fantastic. Fantastic stuff. That and what I usually watch. Jennifer watches Big Bang Theory a lot. What's the other thing? Night Court. I'm a regular Night Court watcher. The original series, not the new one. The new one was just not good. It had its moments, but it wasn't great.
We're a big Friends house, even to this day.
So Jennifer. Friends. Yeah, Jennifer and my stepdaughter watch that show religiously still.
It's one of those shows, like, if there's not, like, we don't have cable, so if there's nothing that's really, like, grabbing our attention on the apps, we'll just throw Friends on. Just kind of like a background noise kind of thing.
Yeah, who has cable anymore anyway?
Gosh, my dad.
Like, I haven't had cable for 20 years.
Yeah, we haven't had. I think this is about our 3rd year now. But like, I was really hesitant because I always didn't want to spend the money on like the Zone to get like my football games. But now I'm at the point where it's like, for what I was paying for cable now, like I got so much more freedom, and like I love the Zone. I get to watch every Bears game now, so I'm really happy with my purchase done that way. So
yeah, between streaming services, my 150 or 200 DVDs that I still have, even a couple of VHS tapes that I still have. Between all of that and the streaming services, I was like, why cable? But the problem is, and I was talking about this with somebody a while back, is now I'm spending more on streaming services than I ever was on cable. And I feel like the only real value that I get out of it now is that I can watch things on demand.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Like, because I like, when I still had cable a couple of years ago, like Jaws would come on. I'd be like, oh. Well, I don't need to get my Blu-ray or DVD. I'll just throw it on the streaming. Like if something came on the TV, I just jump onto my streaming and watch it, right? So I guess it was kind of redundant to be doing that. So
Yeah. So yeah, I'm paying a lot. I'm basically still paying a cable bill. I'm just paying it in pieces to Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. And I'm just doling it out to different places. It's basically all the same amount. But,
yeah. Right.
This is the evolution of entertainment, I guess. So whatever.
Yeah, I get 100%.
AJ Harrison says, I feel like after Matthew Perry passed and everything surrounding his passing, it's harder for me to watch Friends. I tried watching it, it just doesn't feel the same. Well, people die. I feel like going back and enjoying those things that they were in is the best way that the average person can kind of pay homage to them. So,
yeah, 100%. Yep.
So go watch stuff. I always say this whenever a famous person dies. I'm like, use this as an opportunity to go back and watch their body of work, be entertained, because that's why they did this, so that people could go there and have and escape life for 90 minutes. That's why these people did this. It's a creative effort. The creative efforts of a person can be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, go try to remember what they were before. Yeah, before we lost them, and the good times, if you will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and start to wrap things up there. Let me get your final thoughts real quick on the 1990 film Tremors.
Guys, I mean, you want a movie? If I always think these movies. These are the movies that let's just say it's a Saturday afternoon. It's cold as shit out. There's nothing going on. Grab a bag of chippies, some popcorn, and if you're flicking, oh look, Tremors, watch Tremors. You won't be disappointed. And you want to know what? It's so awesome. Even if you fell asleep halfway through it because you nodded off because you're nice and comfortable, you can just start it over again because it's that good of a movie. I love this movie, and like I said, I watched it a couple months ago, and I'm sure come January, February, I'll be doing the flick and I'll find it and watch it again.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime for those of you who are looking around for it. I think it's probably on a couple of streamers too, so you'll find it somewhere. Look, it's a fun movie. It comes from that era where they didn't take movie making all that seriously, and it sounds bad the way I say it, but the reality is all the pressure's off when you're just trying to make a movie that you like. Yeah, that's kind of what they did with this movie. Is they made one that they thought was going to be a lot of fun. Yep. And that takes all the pressure off creatively. It just lets you cut loose, and you end up getting a movie like this, which is good. Yep. He says, let's see, AJ says one of Kevin Bacon's best performances. Yeah. I mean, look, when all said and done and they close the book on Kevin Bacon's career, if I had to name 5 or 10 movies that stick out for me, this is one of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a fun movie, and there's no denying it's a fun movie. Is it realistic? No, you're talking about underground subterranean giant worms that eat people. It doesn't have to be realistic. It has to be fun. Yeah. Turn your brain off, stuff your face full of popcorn, enjoy the ride, man.
And that being said, with Kevin Bacon, I'm going to say this right now. Stir of Echoes does not get enough love. Stir of Echoes is a phenomenal Kevin Bacon movie. Great movie.
We may have to break down some our top 5 Kevin Bacon movies.
Oh, I'm just thinking the 3 off the top of my head. They're like boom, boom, boom. Well, and Footloose is there, but Hollow Man, Tremors, and I just fucking said it. That one. What did I just say? Oh my god. Stir of Echoes. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome movies. And that's just off the top of my head, what was the one where he was the corrections officer. When the boys that kill him when they find him later.
I do not know.
Oh, I gotta find it because that was, the boys get arrested because they murdered a hot dog vendor by accident, and they get sent away to a juvenile hall, and Kevin Bacon's one of the officers, and he molests them, and they find him later, and they kill him, and Robert De Niro's in it as a priest, and they actually. I won't say anymore if you haven't seen it. You need to see it. I'm going to find it. It's a really good movie.
There's 2 Kevin Bacon movies that are wildly underrated, but they're buried in his filmography. One is a movie called Taking Chance that he did back in the mid 2000s, where he plays a U.S. Marine who he's just. I don't know if he's suffering from PTSD. He's just kind of depressed, bummed out. So he decides to take this assignment to escort a fallen Marine who was killed in battle home to his hometown. And when this happens, for those of you who don't know, the Marine who escorts the Marine back to his hometown for burial will stay with the family, stay through the funeral to pay respects. And he kind of goes through this personal journey of people he meets along the way and stuff. He met another Marine who's on his way home, and then there's a conversation that ensues. And of course, he ends up back at home and burying this Marine and talking to his family and all that. Fantastic movie, very very emotional movie. He's also, if you want some good 80s cheese, there's one on, I think it's on Tubi, called Quicksilver, where he plays a stock trader who loses it all, so he becomes a bike messenger. And there's this weird shit about some guy who's kills one of his friends and some other shit, and then he gets some money and goes back into the stock market, throws some money around, makes his money back, and happy end for everybody. It's bad 80s cheese, but I don't know why I've always liked watching that movie. Who is this? It's not Martin Sheen. Who the hell plays his dad? But there's some good actors. I think Terry Gar, not Terry Gar. Fuck. Who is the girl that plays Bill Paxton's fiance in Twister?
Helen Hunt?
No, not Helen Hunt. The other girl.
The other one. Yeah, I know. I can't think of her name, but I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, she's in it. A very young version of her is in it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, Kevin Bacon appreciation moment here on the channel.
Okay, so I have the movie. It's Sleepers from 1996.
Okay.
If you have not, yeah, Kevin Bacon, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jason Patrick, and Brad Pitt. What a lineup. But yeah, go back and watch that. I watched this last year. It holds up. It is a great movie. Yeah, so Sleepers.
It's a Barry Levinson movie too.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yep. So recommended highly.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll close things up there. Thanks to all of you for coming and hanging out. Thanks for AJ Harrison for coming and hanging out. Thanks to Ian Noble joining us from across the pond. A good day to you, sir. Casey was here for a minute doing his thing, trying to get some of our cloud. Go watch Casey. What the hell? If you're bored and you want to watch somebody play Fortnite and side-scroller video games, go watch Casey. Give him some love. He could use some subscribers that weren't paid for by
some real subscribers.
Yeah, some real subscribers. Go help him out there. He needs more than 3 people watching his streams, for God's sake.
Yeah,
but
help a kiddo. Help him out. But yeah, thanks to you, Dr. Nick, for filling in, for coming and joining us. You were going to be here anyway, but I was.
Thanks for coming and joining us. Very much appreciate it. What do you guys have going on over on your channel?
Well, Frank, you're there all the time. Me and my buddy Alex, we just have a show and we just talk about whatever, and it literally is whatever. There's no rhyme or reason. We just like to get together for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours and watch people do dumb shit and try to keep it lighthearted. Every once in a while it gets a little serial, but yeah, join us Monday nights. Alex and the Garbage Man is our channel. We'd love to see you and come hang out for a while. Thanks for having me, Frank. It's always fun to talk movies with you.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull your guys' page up real quick. Kind of like you guys always do for us.
Yeah, Alex. Go ahead.
Wrong thing. I'm clicking on the wrong shit. I wasn't prepared. That's the problem.
No, it's all good. Alex is like he's definitely. I think Ryan said it best. He is definitely my Robin Quivers because I need that balance. Because if not, I would just go off and be me. So yeah, I've shared our Frank. See the days I've done with Frank. They're all shared and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, we have a ton of shows in there, guys, and me and Alex have known each other for 30 years now, 40. Yeah, we've fought. Yeah, because I'm 45.
He's even kind enough to put Tex's mug up on there whenever Tex fills in. There's
yes,
right there.
There's Redneck from when he helped us out. Yeah, so Alex is definitely brains. There you are, right there. Yeah, Alex is the brains. I am just the voice. So yeah, please join us. Come have some fun with us. And again, thanks. I always have a blast doing this with you, Frank. I really appreciate it.
Always great to have you around. Always great to have all you guys watching. We very much appreciate it. We'll see you guys back here on, Thursday as we do 1987 versus Running Man. And then, of course, next week we'll be doing the new version of the Running Man starring Glenn Powell, because apparently we can't stop him from happening. He's going to happen anyway. So it's getting good reviews. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But we will see you guys next time. Until then, adios.
Bye, guys.
I mean, practical effects is where it's at, man. Look at that head.
Yeah, right there.
Awesome.
That head. That, like, right away, as soon as I saw that for the review, I'm like, look at the head. That's just so nicely done. Basic and simple. Took a cast of the dude's head and here, make this mouth, and we're just gonna model it.
Maybe I need to just sit down and write out like a treatment for another movie, for like a remake. I think that'd be fun. I've written out a lot of treatments for a lot of shit. None of them ever get produced, but I think it'd be fun.
As long as it's not like scene for scene, we're fine.
Oh yeah. Bye, everybody.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.